right. To all the family in the building, what's going on? What's going on? All right, we are live. What it do, what it do, what it do, family. Hold on, let me check we can chat set up. Kelvin, excellent try. What's going on, y'all? What it be like? Mama Green Doula in the building. All right, there we go. Damn, that looked like a hard delay on there. Yeah, we in here, family. I think what I will do is, while we are waiting for the doc to come in, let's kick off the trailer for American Healer to get everything popping. 1 second, fam. The American Healer. All right, we got that in there. Mute up. Yo, Doc, I'm about to run the trailer for him real quick. So if you need a few seconds with the children or whatever, I'm going to do 8 minutes and play the trailer for them.
Yo.
All right, 1 second. I'm going to mute up until the trailer's done. Play it.
This is a story of how a young black boy abandoned in the most dangerous neighborhood in America, with no formal education, would do what no doctors, no scientists in the world could do, not even with billions of dollars in budgets, the most cutting-edge technology to go with it. I mean, David and Goliath proportions, all while being a single father, battling a deadbeat baby mother, a broken system, in a sick community that lost its identity centuries before he was even a twinkle in his mother's eye.
What is melanin? Melanin?
Heard of melanin?
Have you ever heard of melanin before? You ever heard of melanin before?
So melanin? No, never heard of it.
Have you ever heard of melanin before?
No. I guess this is where it starts with the nurse and doctor shortage in America. See, a nurse had done a triple shift at work, and while driving home like any other day, this day on Webster Avenue in the Bronx, on this day, she fell asleep at the wheel and ran over 3, not 1, 3 of my daughters. Two of my daughters had minor damage. However, the youngest, Amber, had a broken neck, a broken spine in 3 places, a completely crushed pelvis. Her left leg was crushed. Her left foot was crushed. They said she would be lucky if she made it out of ICU, but they didn't think she would make it, and if she did, she would never walk again. I had survived crack houses, dope dens, knife fights, shootouts, but nothing prepared me for that day. I remember right after 9/11 having a seizure and my heart stopped. I flatlined on that table for almost a minute, got up, healed myself, but still, nothing prepared me for that day. Or at least so I thought. But over the next few months, what God and I had accomplished with Amber, it was just the beginning. This is where it all started. Right here, 158th Street in the Bronx. My father was selling heroin. My mother was smoking crack. No one could imagine I would grow to become the world's leading naturopathic doctor on type 2 diabetes. Truth is, neither could I. My father and his friends made millions of dollars in Harlem selling heroin, selling plants. I too was destined to make millions from plants. The only difference is that while they would become known as American gangster, I would become known as the American healer.
All right, all right, all right. Hold on. Let me hit my mic over here so that the doc can hear me and see me. All right, so we hot. We on here. Good George making it in there. He like, where my wrench at? Hold up, let's get you a wrench, sir. All right, you can hear me, right, Doc?
Yeah.
All right, all right. So we on here right now. The screen that the family can see is the Patreon screen. So we got the American Healer trailer. Right, my tickets is already purchased. I saw it right after I saw the trailer, so y'all already know I'm fresh. I'm fresh in the building. Funny thing was, you already know I was in New York yesterday, so.
Man, I appreciate that. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, shout out to George Macon. I need you and I need y'all to this, so we gotta go a step. Let me see if I can get some more light.
Well, you already know, like, this is like the actual premise of the whole thing, and the ticket sales and the event is going to be promoted on Urban Nerds because it's kind of a must. And you already know I'm gonna go over there and talk my health nerd stuff over there so they can get the point. So we'll handle on that one the Urban Nerds, and we'll definitely handle our part.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like, so, you know, the tickets went live yesterday, and you know, I hit up a bunch of folks, and mixed sentiment I got. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that I mean, some people get it. You know what I'm saying? Some people get it, but I think largely a lot of folks were in their mind. They're thinking, okay, so Enqi has a lecture at the Hudson Valley Theater. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's another lecture. You know what I'm saying? Enqi has another lecture. He'll be up there talking that stuff, and the same stuff we've kind of seen him before talking about on YouTube. And we'll get is the book coming out? We'll just like. So I don't think that people get it, right? This is this has way less to do with me, and everything to do with change.
Right.
This is the opportunity that Dr. Africa never got. Even bigger than that, this is the opportunity that Dr. Sebi never had. You know what I'm saying? And it just works that way. For some reason, the newer generation get the opportunity that the older generation worked for. That's just how that goes, and I want to apologize, hashtag sorry not sorry to all the guys that wish it was them, because there was a lot of sentiment that went out. There's a lot of, I got some very tricky messages, you know what I'm saying? And I get it. Some people wish that this opportunity had fell into their lap. There were people that watch and support the holistic movement in various ways, and they wish it was their homeboy. They wish it was their favorite lecturer. They wish it was their favorite teacher. They wish it was someone else that's in this spot. You know what I'm saying? But I'm what you got. So the is that on my side, that little static?
Might be mine. Let me crank down a little bit.
So the opportunity is we're looking to get funding to build a full facility for naturopathic and holistic pursuits. Right? We're looking to be able to build a full facility. This is a multi-million-dollar endeavor. right? So think about what that would mean if Dr. Sebi had full, a full matter of fact, I also need to find someone. I'm just glad I should have kept this on the top of my mind. Hold on. Uh, I gotta write this down to remember to say this everywhere I speak for the next few weeks. Clinical lab. Yeah, clinical. Okay, we need a clinical laboratory director. And we know what your salary is supposed to be. So, we're not asking nobody to come volunteer to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Um, but it's around 100. Around 100,000 a year. We need a certified, somebody who has all of the certifications to be our clinical laboratory director, right? That means, um, American Board of Laboratory Immunology, Microbiology, Medical Genetics, all of the above. We need somebody that has those certifications, obviously, to run the facility. You know what I'm saying? But that's what we're looking at. We're looking at building a so there will be some of those types of people in the room that are looking to see you know if I really know what I'm doing, and if that's the case, we need to take this thing to the next step. You know what I'm saying? So this is this has to be less about me and more about you and your children and your community. You know what I'm saying? I know that there's it, I keep saying, there's a lot of people that wishes that it was somebody else. That the mayor and the governor, we have the mayor in New York that's reversed his diabetes with a plant-based diet, and because of that, rolled out plant-based nutrition for school system in New York. Right? So he's going to be there. You know what I'm saying? The governor's going to be there. They're coming to see, what it is that Dr. Enqi has been doing. You know what I'm saying? And how we can get legislation behind it in a variety of ways, and then take it the next step further and build the facility so that we can have what we need to have in order to really service our people. And then that will function as the flagship, number one, for us to begin to build and get those facilities funded across the country. So this is something that I need people to understand. Even if you hate me, but you love Sabi, or you love this guy or that guy or this woman or that who, this is going to benefit them. Because if I sell out this arena, the information, I'm gonna do what I do. That the only thing that we don't have to worry about is the information. Like we know
Right.
what that is, how that's gonna go down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But we have to fill the arena, you know what I'm saying? And this then, because everybody's stock goes through the roof. Everybody's stock goes through the roof. Holistic healer that we never heard of in the middle of Wisconsin, his stock goes through the roof. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, you know what I really like about what you're saying is you're getting through that groove, that hard part I talk to a lot of people about, which is when there's very few people and it's a hard fight on your own for a while. And when you climb, it's like it's a certain rock you climb above where people say, you know what? I might be hating a little too long because I'm watching. Now it's hitting the point where it's like I'm either gonna be there or I'm gonna be the hating nigga on the side.
Bruh,
And and people only get put in that position where they gotta face their own demons with the whole. Because it's funny how you brought up the subject of whether you like me or not. because there's a bunch of people in that position. Even your Umars and them is in that position. They got their thing, you got your thing, but everybody got their area they mastered. And people keep attaching to things that don't matter to that. So if you the guy who their mother got, stage 4 cancer and you got to take a stab at it. Why? Because you get put in the hardest position of they go through all the doctors and everything, getting all the treatments. And then when that fails and the person's body's even more tanked, now they come to you. And then you have, I don't want to call it a curse, but the curse of, I actually helped the person in this position before. So now everyone's looking to me. The question is, I'm the guy you hate until there's a reason not to hate me. And what y'all need to do is focus on the reason why I exist and not the part you want me to be like, you want me to tap dance and choose for you. And it's like, no, homie, I'm a healer over here. I don't tap dance to your beat. I'm just a guy who's going to help you when you need my help. But if you're going to throw me away because I'm not tap dancing, but I'm healing, which is the part where we're both supposed to come together, then that's on you. And now that you're in this position where it's like, we got a theater. It was a time where it was like, I'm in black and no bell and I'm just rapping. It's a time where it's like, I got to get through this trial of my daughter, which was in the trailer, right? I had to get through all of that and I'm here now. So you watched all that happen. You still hating? Because now it's getting to the point where a facility is going to be standing and people are going to be looking at that. And funny thing is, probably in your shoes, you probably like, I'm just letting y'all know what's happening, because I know at the end of the day, when the facility's built and you need the help, your ass gonna appear. So at the end of the day, that's why people don't really have to fight with haters so much, because it's like, if as a person who's trying to build something for the community, if I take the risk and get over that hump, the front runners will already be there. You guys who are kind of like just hating and trying to get things to be the way you want it to be, you'll just trail on the back end anyway.
And it's every step of the way, you know what I'm saying? It's all fight. You know what I'm saying? I got to fight in my personal life, and some people ask, why do I mention my children's mom? You know what I'm saying? Because she's been the major antagonist this entire time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when Amber's accident happened, I had to have the police literally remove her from the hospital because she was physically trying to attack me in the ICU. Like, imagine we in the ICU, is mad kids in there hooked up to machines and shit, and you got a wild Jamaican trying to because dig this, because the lawyers are telling her that I am going to lower the amount of money that we could possibly get on a lawsuit. So leave the baby alone, let the doctors have, do what they doing. And you know what I'm saying? So now the hospital security didn't care about none of those things. They're just looking at who's calm versus who's irate. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, they were looking at who was actually there for the child. You know what I'm saying? Because I was there from the very end. I'm in the ambulance I'm out the ambulance, and every step of the way, I'm right there. You know what I'm saying? The times that they got to go in and do surgery and other things I'm at the door. When they come out the door, I'm with the bed. When we get to the room, I'm right there. I never left. I never showered. I never changed clothes. I was there. So they all looking like, okay, well, who's this lady again? Like, who's this lady? You know what I'm saying? We got to get this lady out of here. This father's trying to, So, so that's where that comes from, even to this very day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been so. She's just a microcosm of the macrocosm, because overall, every step of the way, I have to fight to try to get this information, to try to create this space that even the other people that want to be in this space they're not like, I'm like, I got students that have went on to make lots of money and become more famous than me, and I'm like, hey, it's our time to no. I just want to legitimize what it is that you guys are doing. That's the moment we're in, where we have the opportunity for this to become legitimate. You can move from the underground, like this is where we can go above board right here. This is the moment. Like, what if instead of Dr. Sebi getting arrested and going to court, what if the mayor, the governor, the city council, the officials got behind Dr. Sebi and said, we want to build you a facility, roll this out nationwide. We want to put this in schools and textbooks. This is that moment. And of course, this moment doesn't happen unless
All the other stuff happened
Sebi and
first.
all those things had to happen.
Right.
And so this comes now. You know what I'm saying? So, everybody has got their opportunities that they worked for. You know what I'm saying? Some people have worked to be accepted by celebrities. So, that's what you got. You over there with celebrity. You know what I'm saying? Like, I worked to consistently improve the lives of people. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only reason that I have this opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Councilman Rob Scott is not a random person. You know what I'm saying? He's not like a homeboy. Well, he is kind of now, but he's not like from my neighborhood, like somebody from I knew from around the way. You know what I'm saying? This is a guy who I met when the doctor said that they couldn't do anything more with his mom's. She had sarcoidosis. You know what I'm saying? So they gave her, like, this is the final countdown. You know what I'm saying? And then he came to me in that space. And what I was able to do with his mom, and then later on his health, changed the way he saw life. And then from that moment forward, he became Marv. He became Asa. You know what I'm saying? He went out there and was like, oh, no. Whoa. This is Enqi. How come you're not a bazillionaire and on TV? Like everyone should know what you like. You just like everyone doesn't know that you. I'm like, yeah, bro, trust me. Yeah, don't. In fact, you probably don't even want to tell many folks that you know me because I'm hot. I'm like, just you know what I'm saying. And he's like, nah, bro, I'm telling you, I'm getting ready to change my life and start. This is it. I don't know what to do next. I'm gonna open up a vitamin shop or a juice bar or something, and I'm like, all right, so he was saying he was saying some crazy stuff in terms of what he was getting ready to do. But the craziest thing is that he did it. He opened up a juice bar upstate New York, and then he started to take the information from the videos, the lectures, and the books, and he started to go into schools. You know what I'm saying? For nothing, no money, nothing, just going into schools and teaching the kids. Then anybody that would come into the juice bar, he got my book on the counter, and he got the herbs up in there, Kimmy and all. He got Blue Magic, everything is up in, and he's been working with the community the whole time, to the point where he did so much in terms of health reformation, and they elected him to city council on that platform. You know what I'm saying? So none of it is none of it is something that fell out of the sky. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is all like Al Pacino said, you know what I'm saying? We fighting for that inch. You know what I'm saying? We had to fight for every inch. You know what I'm saying? And now it's not time to necessarily celebrate and take our foot off the gas. We gotta fight harder. Like, all this time, we gotta push harder in the next few weeks than we pushed before, because we gotta sell out the room. That's the next thing. We have to show that the community wants this. We have to show that the community wants this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the time to rep for all of your Queen Afuas, your Dr. Africas, your Dr. Sabis, your Richard Kings. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the moment they couldn't have. T. Owens Moore, and this is the moment they couldn't have. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Africa's gone. Francis Cress Welson's gone. Baba Kalindi's gone. This is the moment they couldn't have. You know what I'm saying? But we got the shot. You know what I'm saying? We got the rock right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's just as simple as people buying tickets and showing up. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple. I just need you to buy the tickets and then show up. We have to make this a cultural phenomena so that not only, can I overcharge niggas for what they did to the Cold Crush,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? But then we got a resume, we got precedents, you know what I'm saying? Now we can even go further in Madison Square Garden next. See, I want to get Madison Square Garden next. See, this is, people don't really understand how profound this opportunity is.
Right.
This is not just a lecture that this is the thing that gets us to do the festival size. So when you're talking about the drill music and what the drill music is doing to the kids and blah, 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 you have an opportunity right now to replace that. See, the reason why the drill and whatever all the other is at the festivals and the big shows in the stadiums is simple. They've proven that they can fill up the place.
Right.
They've proven that they can sell out 1,000, 5,000 seats. They proved that they could sell 100. They proved they could sell 500. They proved they could sell 1,000. They proved they could sell 5,000. That's it. There's a certain demographic of people that are behind these events and the event planning and arenas where can you get the asses in the seats?
Right.
If you can get the asses in the seats, we'll get you in a football stadium. But you got to show us that you can get the asses in the seats.
Yeah. Prove to us that what you say is happening in the community is happening.
Yeah. Yep. Is this some old goofball fluky shit, or is this does the community respond to this? Are they going to come out, listen to this, have a good time? Is this a cultural phenomenon that we can make money off of? You know what I'm saying? And the answer we need to give them is a resounding yes.
And it should be easy to do because we've been pushing the health paradigm now. It's been going on for over 20 years now.
Yeah.
So, the fact that most of y'all, especially y'all in the chat right now, the fact that y'all been in circles of people who are really with this and know a bunch of what we call the underground, right? Because we're not, like you said, mainstream in totality yet. The mentality's there. I'm in schools enough to know that there are students who literally spit some of the stuff that we all teach concerning health. Yeah. So it's out there. So this is the ability to unify the body and give it presence so that people don't think that's just no more people saying you really think cancer can be reversed and you can reverse diabetes? But what do you mean think? We don't think, we know. We've known it for a long time. So
we've been doing it. We've been doing it already.
Exactly. So if it starts to hit the media waves and it starts to hit the bigger channels, then it becomes common knowledge and we can move on to the next best thing.
No. Forget bigger channels.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing right there. So this is past. See, and that's why there's even these. That's why some other folks are frosty too.
Right.
It's a lot of frosty folks right now because listen. How big? Pray and pray. This goes out to cats. Fingers in their ass again.
Well, when I say bigger channels, you know what I mean when I say that, right? I'm not talking about bigger YouTube channels and news channels. I'm just talking about the way battle rap made it out there. Like the fact everybody was like, battle rap has a pay-per-view platform? Yes, there's a whole following. When it was time for battle rap to do what it did what it did.
Listen.
So y'all need to yeah. Oh, no problem, Lavishly. Shout out to the chat. I see y'all out there. Make sure y'all like the video while y'all in there. Share the video if you don't want to miss anything. Then make sure when you hit the share link, you hit the copy link, so that way you got it held on your phone or on your computer. So when you come off of here, you can still share it. So copying the link is a fast way to get a share out real quick, just so y'all know. So again, if y'all are looking at the chat screen, hit that little X, and when you hit the X, tap the like button, and then tap the arrow with the share button, and then tap copy link, and then come on back in the chat. Now you got the link copied, and when you get off of here, you could just start pasting that link into different channels, and that's the speedy way to kind of do it. Now, if you guys are having issues chatting, it's because you haven't subscribed yet. So you have to hit subscribe, and you can instantly chat. I didn't put a hold on it or anything. Just make sure you subscribe so you can enter the chat. All right. I knew somebody would bring the monkeypox thing up. we'll handle that later. I knew the monkeypox thing would come up. That came up from my wife earlier today. The monkeypox thing. We'll handle that later. That is what it is. That's no different than when smallpox had a little jump. Now you got monkeypox, and those things are going to happen. So we'll keep an eye on that. But that'll be a different stream where we'll kind of talk about that a little bit.
Well, here's the thing. And I mean, we could tap
Want
in.
to touch it a little bit?
Yeah, it's another strain of smallpox. The risk factor, like, it's another reason for y'all to buy tickets to it's
right.
risk, because the risk factor, once again, like all of these things, the risk factor is metabolic disease, compromised immune system because of metabolic disease. Like, it's so if you're following the blueprint, if you're following the plan, you know what I'm saying, which we're going to make sure, like we did Saturday, you know what I'm saying, we went through all of the steps, for how we're going to roll out this 40-day fast starting the first week of June. If you're not in the Patreon, you will be out of the loop. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to be in the loop, join the Patreon, right? But we will make sure that we don't have metabolic issues and compromised immune systems. You know what I'm saying? And we kind of have to do it that way. We got to support the people that support us. I'm doing unlimited consultations for everybody that joins Patreon. You know what I'm saying? Via Patreon. So in the chat of Patreon, like, we have a private messenger thing on Patreon. In fact, Patreon also rolled out a mobile app. You know what I'm saying? So everybody should go to the Android store or the Apple App Store, download your Patreon app to your phone, and then you can log into the page, and we lit from there. I just uploaded a couple songs and a couple of lectures, but audio. You know what I'm saying? Because they got a nice audio feature where you can do your audio standalone. You can even like download the audio to your phone. So if you don't have Wi-Fi or whatever, you can still listen to whatever. So I just put up some like 5 or 6 songs, one song that's not on the album, and then probably about 10 different lectures audio. So people will have some meat and potatoes, you know what I'm saying, so to speak. some kale and some mangoes, I guess. Some kale and some mango,
Yep.
be able to play around with the app and use it. But this is a very unique opportunity because we get to leap past all of the YouTube platforms, and not even like the conscious, not even that kind of stuff, like $1 Million Worth of Game and Joe Buttons and all them spaces, because again, the mayor, the governor, the city council of the Empire State, New York, have all scheduled to come out. They all scheduled to come out and hear what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? They all want to see if this is a real thing now. Like, this is post, and we have to even thank. Not only do I have to thank all of the shoulders, the Richard Kings, the Sabies, the Kalindis, not only do I have all those shoulders, but I have to thank the pandemic. I have to thank God, or thank the laboratory in Wuhan, or thank the lab in wherever it came from. We have to thank the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Because the pandemic made everybody, begin to start critically thinking and reassessing some of the things that they took for their health. You know what I'm saying? So if you have a fraternity, I need you to get all of your fraternity brothers to buy tickets and show up. If you're in a sorority, I need you to get all of your sorority sisters to buy tickets and show up. This is not a this is not a foray into niggerdom. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna come here and hear about who's got beef with such and such or any exposing such and such. This is not that. This is not a personal thing. This is strictly our opportunity for large scale business. You know what I'm saying? This is where we get to maybe Oprah's couch. You know what I'm saying? This is where we get maybe to Good Morning America. This is where we get to those spaces. Like this is that shot. You know what I'm saying? And again, um, I know that a lot of people are probably wishing that it was not me to get this opportunity. You know, they'd prefer somebody that's, you know, it's a lot of different things that they would prefer. But it's me. You know what I'm saying? And like I always told y'all from day one, this information don't come from me. This information comes through me.
Give me one
So
second, Doc. I'm gonna pull them up the speed a little bit. For those of you who might be just entering the live stream, if you take a look at your screen right now, I just switched over from the Patreon information over to ParamountHudsonValley.com. That's what you're looking at on your screen right now. And from there, you're gonna click on the events tab. I'm doing this in real time so you guys can see it right now. You're going to scroll down. There's probably a faster way to do this, but this is pretty efficient. Scroll down to where it says July 10th. I'm highlighting it right now. July 10th, 2022 at 3 p.m. American Healer, a documentary and lecture on reversing diabetes. Right below where you see it, where I'm hovering my mouse, that's where you can click buy tickets at. And that's where you guys will be able to get tickets. Now, don't try and rush and do this. I tried to rush and do this yesterday. I got it done. But depending on what time you do it, their website can be a little bit slow on ordering the tickets. Not terribly slow, but you don't want to try to be rushed to do it. You want to be able to pay attention to what's going on because you got to select seats and do all the good stuff. So just make sure you get a moment aside and follow exactly what I just showed you there. Go to Paramount Hudson Valley and go to events and then go down to July 10th event. And that's where American Healer is. And buy tickets from there, and it'll show you the whole grid where you guys can choose where you want your seats to be. There's level 1, 2, 3, and I have 2 so far on level 1. That's just my preference of where I like to sit. So that's the run through for how to get tickets to the event that is being talked about right now.
I think that's everybody's preference.
I know, right? But you do got some people who are a little scary about like being in the center of the aisles and stuff, so they might want to catch the edges sometimes. So, you know, they got the option.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this is going to be larger than life. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, this is going to be great, and it's going to be more stuff. We added more stuff in, like, so that's why I keep putting July 10th weekend. You know what I'm saying? Because if possible, you can only come in town for one day. Dope, but you know. Folks that are coming in from out of town that are getting Airbnbs, I keep saying weekend so that they don't miss out, you know what I'm saying? Because we got a bunch of stuff that we're trying to plan for Saturday. Just community stuff like cookouts, maybe we trying to get, we definitely going to do another lecture, a longer lecture, you know what I'm saying? Where we might have Marv going in for an hour or two, you know, we might have some music. We may have, you know, whoever else shows up from the team, you know what I'm saying, in the juice bar, because we got the juice bar. We could go nuts in the juice bar. Then we want to bring out like the bouncy house and some events, like, you know, like just there's a bunch of stuff that we're trying to put together. So that's why I keep saying July 10th weekend. We're just waiting to see, you know, it gets weird when you're doing stuff like, you know, the right way. You know what I'm saying? You got to permits for this and permits for that. And,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, who's like, can we put loud music right here? And, you know, we going crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we trying to get fire trucks. Like we bro, what I tell you.
Yeah.
like, yeah, we trying to go crazy.
I'm very good at organizing large events, even though I keep them on a scale I can handle. But I'm very good at looking at the details for that. I know exactly what you're talking about with the permits, especially for just a bouncy house. You need a permit for that. Like, oh, you want to put the biggest one up there? Oh, okay, yeah, we're gonna have to look at that.
Yeah. But we trying to see what we could do with the parks department, and you know what I'm saying? Like this is a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, there's a lot of folks that when I went off YouTube, you know what I'm saying, they was like dancing on my grave. They was, oh yeah, we got him. He's off YouTube. Nah, man, that was, you know, I could have, you know, that wasn't a thing. You know what I'm saying? That's just a stepping stool. Though it's like your it's like living at home with your parents. You know what I'm saying? That's how YouTube is. Like living at home with your parents. At some point, you gotta get off that couch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And make room for your little brothers and your little sisters to, you know, to stay at home with mom. Dude, you can't be on the couch at 38. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta get off the couch. So
Right.
I just got off the couch. That's all. I ain't went nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Just left the couch, and now, you know, where folks might have thought I was leaving the couch to be homeless, you know, it just so happened that I got a mansion down the road. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like what? That's not real. That's not a real. That's fake. I had people that actually hit me up and was like, "Yo, I thought that was fake, right? I thought you was kidding. Like this is not an Eventbrite. This is not a like we don't Cash App Eventbrite these tickets. This is official. Like
Right.
this is official. We put these numbers here. Then these numbers work for everybody. It's not just my resume.
Right.
So the guys that you do think that should be in this position, if this works, they are automatically in this position.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This works even for, and y'all know I don't say other people's names in my videos. You know what I'm saying? But I'll give y'all the super antagonist. You know what I'm saying? But I'll say the guy from Philly. We'll do it like that. He's no longer in Philly. We know he's in Georgia now. But you know, y'all know I went on the Black tour with him back in the day. Y'all know which guy I'm talking. But even him, right? And he will have now be able to say, well, you know, we trying to set up this event, and you know, Dr. Enqi just filled up an arena, blah blah blah, box office. So now we know that this is a acceptable commercial. This can, now that we've proven this can work. So this is not something that, you know, like this is for everybody. This is everybody's moment. Everybody's moment. The dead or alive. You know what I'm saying? Dead or alive, this is everybody's moment. And bigger than that, this is your children's moment. This is your grandchildren's moment. This is the moment that you could say you contributed to getting rid of the illest epidemic that we have faced in written history. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know, you know, it's debatable amongst the people whether the biblical plagues were a real thing or not. You know what I'm saying? Some people are Bible folks, some people are not, right? So it's debatable whether those things happen, but we know that in our time, type 2 diabetes has been the largest plague ever. We get to now, we right here where you don't have to do anything but join Patreon. You know what I'm saying? Join the Patreon so you can participate yourself, but then also buy the tickets and show up. You ain't gotta do nothing else.
Speaking of that, shout out to Lavishly Divine. I see you just grabbed up a ticket. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? But you know, like even Floyd Mayweather style. You know what I'm saying? You guys that want to see me fail, get your ticket so you can get close up in there to see if I, you know, fall on stage, or if the lights, you know, go, you know, like.
Oh, I see a few of y'all mentioning the distance that you're covering. if you're going to be coming from a far distance, whether flying or something like that, and you need to get lodging, start looking now. Don't wait till it's close, because there's times where I wanted to travel and I waited till 2 weeks prior, and you'll see the hotels jump $200. So look now if you guys plan on traveling into the area to do anything. The good thing is this is in New York, but it's not. I don't think it's New York, right?
No,
So
sir.
you ain't got to worry about getting butchered that way. Because in New York, yeah, you're going to eat like 500 for a night. So, yeah, it's not in downtown New York.
Or
So.
you're going to be somewhere where you don't want to be at. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
you can find you a little $70 overnight. You know what I'm saying?
Jump
But,
off.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You might be in a, you might be in a, but there's some decent like $150 Sheridan. It depends on when you catch them. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And you might be able to find some sweet stuff if you look now,
Right.
because you'll be right after a wave. You know what I'm saying? So there'll be a July 4th wave, and then right after that July 4th wave, the hotels don't really have anything going on to fill, to get those rooms filled. So you might
trying. Yep.
Yeah, you might be able to sneak right in on the tail of that and find a nice price.
So y'all know how far it is from Albany. Albany is way further up. That's 4 hours.
Yeah,
Albany's a nice ride, but I mean, look,
I'll say this. Wait,
yeah,
Albany is closer than I am, so I'll be coming from further than Albany to get there.
Yeah, I'm coming from Westchester, PA, and I was close to that area yesterday. That's going to be three and some change for me. Yeah. So,
and then of course, if y'all have folks in New York City, you might want to just stay there, because it's about 45 minutes, maybe an hour tops from New York City.
Yep. Somebody's asking me, do I know about the ticket pickup? Can I pick up? I think if you just ordered online, just screenshot it and keep your because it says will, it's a will call box. So just make sure you screenshot after you purchase the ticket. So yeah, y'all can grab up when y'all get here.
It's the digital age, you know what I'm saying? Like you get your ticket, you get your digital receipt, and then you go to the
Yeah, just screenshot, email the screenshot to yourself in case you change phones, lose your phone, and all that stuff. Do all the backup stuff. That way, when you show up, be like, oh, here go the screens and all that shows I purchased, and then they gonna know, because it's gonna have a number associated with it.
Facts. So your seat will be sitting there. You know what I'm saying? Waiting for you to sit in it. It's not a. It's not a random. It's not a random. That you're not going to come there and then like it's 4 fat guys sitting in your. That's not how it is. You know what I'm
right.
Mm-hmm. Buy the seats and sit in those seats. You know what I'm saying? So,
it's a nice theater too. Y'all should just check it out for the sake that it's got that look, right?
Man, but listen, this is something like. This is for your children's children. Like this, you get to say, you know what I'm saying? You was a part of this. Like, I just don't understand. Like, it's just, I can't, I don't think that my words can properly convey the opportunity that we have. You know what I'm saying? Because this is, like for instance, I'm saying right now, I need a laboratory director. I need a clinical laboratory director, right? We need to hire one, or at least have your resume on file, so that God willing, everything goes well. You know what I'm saying? You'll be the person we call in, 3 months, 6 months, or whenever. Like, hey, we got the spot. We putting the team together. We need you to, because this is a very real thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's so large that, like I said, people are thinking that I'm playing. People thought that I was joking. You know what I'm saying? They thought the trailer was some gimmick to sell CMOS. I'm like, oh, this is your new CMOS commercial? Like you kind of going in right now. Like, I'm like, no, that's actually what it is. And at the end of the video, when you see that theater, we're actually going to be in that theater, and we're going to have government officials in the building to sit down and and you got to know that if there's people that are planning to put up that kind of money and make those type of investments, they're going to be there with their most critical minds analyzing every bit and piece of what we present. You know what I'm saying? So you got to know I'm here working. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely still need support as well, because I got to come in there airtight. You know what I'm saying? Everything is going to be checked, double checked, and triple checked to make sure like this is not only science, but when you do research, remember it's all about duplication. You know what I'm saying? Can this success be duplicated and rolled out? And that's one of the reasons why we're going to start another fast. First week, but next week, another week and a half, 2 weeks, so that people can experience. And we're just doing the basics. 7-hour rule, 13-hour rule, 60 and 60. Just some of the basic tenets. You know what I'm saying? So that people can understand that this is beyond vegan. You know what I'm saying? So this is something that's effective, vegan or non-vegan, black, white, red, yellow. Like this is not just a black people thing. Although we're at the brunt of this, we're taking the worst hit from the heart disease, the cancers, the strokes, all associated with excess glucose. The herpes epidemic. Most of the people that died in this pandemic, all of that was associated with excess glucose and metabolic issues, right? So we gotta really mature past thinking it's about me, or even thinking it's about you at home. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, what they doing to LeBron and Bronny, you know what I'm saying? I take personal. You know what I'm saying? Have you seen the stuff online?
Remind me. Because, yes, I did.
Hold on. I got you. Let me find this is what we're spending our time on right now. Let me see this thing.
And for those of you who asked, I got a Google Map picture of where the location of the theater is. If you guys want to take that down and search for the nearest airport, I see that was asked. I don't want to say it's JFK if it's not. That's just the one I'm most familiar with going through. When like when I went to Senegal, we had to fly out of JFK. So
yeah, well, your two airports in Queens, regardless of where you're going.
They're in Queens. Okay.
The major airports, LaGuardia and JFK, both in Queens.
Got you.
But like I said, this is not that far outside the city. You know what I'm saying? So this is not like Albany and Buffalo. It's like way, you know what I'm saying? This is an hour. This is about an hour. This is just into, this is just outside the reach of drill music. Right. Oh shit. But nah, let me show you what they're doing to my man.
What's the other one there? LaGuardia? JFK and
JFK and LaGuardia.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we got a screen share. I was ready for that. Get my screen together. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. They was worried about the color of the prom date. That's the hype.
Yeah. This is LeBron at his prom, and this is Bronny at his prom. So this is the news right now. Like, I'm like, bruh. I'm talking to people about an opportunity to change the world. They talking to me about, Enqi, we seen your post on your Instagram. Are you, what you doing? You following LeBron? I'm like, bro, I didn't even know. I'm just seeing these pictures with you niggas right now. Like what? But
yeah.
But nice to know I'm in good company. Anything that LeBron does that I'm also doing, yeah, that's a good space to be in. And you guys might want to readjust the way that you're thinking, right? Because our babies, and not just our babies, our parents, everybody around us is dying. Like our generation, we're sitting right in the middle from 30 to 50. From 30 to 50, we're right in the sweet spot. And we're in this bubble for a reason. But everybody above 50 is dropping like flies. Everybody below 30 is dropping like flies. We're in the sweet spot where we have the unique opportunity to change what's happening with everybody around us, or we could continue to be distracted.
Yeah, because we literally are the generation who's setting the precedent on both sides. We're the ones who told the elders to listen more to us and the young people to pay a little bit more attention while we listen to them, just so we could connect to both sides. Because, I know when I was growing up, for me, it was the, shut up while you're being talked to. I was your age, and then we got hit with the student loan issues and the food changed, and then we got real sick, and we tail ended that and was the ones who kind of woke up. That's kind of what beefed up the conscious community a little bit. We start picking up all the damage that was happening and telling everybody what was going on. Unfortunately, the young people saw all the arguments. The whole community became one big argument, while certain people was trying to fix everything and communicate and connect and build everything up. Everyone was seeing the arguments because drama was the thing, right? So what happened was,
hit that share button again while you're going in.
All right, let me share back on.
Yeah, but keep going in though while you share.
Yep. So what happened was, I remember a guy was asking me like, yo, he was like, we gonna go bowling, and I'm like, oh, I love bowling, right? Of course, it was like a slick way of getting me to enter a Bible study before going bowling, which was okay because my background is Christianity. But what I found myself in was a Bible study that probably had it was a decent amount of old heads in there. It was at least 40 something of us in there, and all of them were 10 years and higher above me. At that time, I was probably 32. Most of them in there was 47 to 70 something. And they spent most of the night talking about these youngsters nowadays. And I had this, because I grew up at the right time, I knew to sit and listen first. I was listening to them berate and derail all the young people and talk all the trash about them. But I only sat there but so long listening to it. And I was like, look, I'm the youngest dude in here. But I was like, I feel like I need to say something, because all I'm hearing is a lot of elders with wisdom acting like the young people are supposed to have the wisdom they have. I was like, that's unfair. I was like, we were in the transitional generation where, the drug game went down and the strung out people stayed out there, and there's a lot of broken up families and stuff. So I was like, you got to understand, when they sitting around when they're young, like, who gonna feed me? And the only person who feeds them is the negative person in the community. Then you come along later and be like, oh, aren't you scared of the police and crime and all this stuff like that? You need to go back to school and do this and that. It's like, wait a minute, I'm trying to eat. Who gonna feed me? You weren't there to do it. So at that point, you get this talking back phase. So the elders are like, see, when I was growing up, see, they hitting you with that, right? When I grew up, we shut up and listened to our elders and didn't disrespect. But the youngster just told you, you weren't there. I had to figure it out on my own, even if it took me down this path. That's the thing feeding me. So I had to tell them, I was like, truthfully, it behooves you to reverse the situation. Like, I had to have an explanation with my dad as one quick example. Then I'm gonna let you go in, Doc.
No, go ahead.
I told my dad, I was like, everything you told me when I was young on how to survive living was not wrong. I was like, the problem was it worked well in your time. I was like, I didn't need you to tell me stop using those cell phones, because back in my day we memorized numbers and didn't use cell phones, and you're telling me about what happened when you grow up. I was like, I didn't need that. I needed you to listen to what was going on in my life, what technology I had, right? What did I have? I had a cell phone. So I wanted to be able to talk to my dad about the cell phone and the new social media and say, and I wanted him to respond with, what would you have done if you had this in your day? I was like, that moves us forward. But if you just say, shut up, listen to me, I'm going to copy what you did, the world's going to change and it won't work. And if you just listen to what I got to say, I'm going to run aimlessly with what I have. But if you let me explain what's going on in my world and show you what's new versus what you had, you might be able to take all those years of wisdom and apply it to my situation so I can move further ahead. See, us being in that, like you said, in that sweet spot, we got the chance to see, we can look on both sides. We're the most disenfranchised, sitting on the student loans, the health issues, and all that. But we're at least sitting there with the wide knowledge of what the elders did and what's going on with the youngsters, so we can balance in between. So I wanted to say that just to get that point across.
No, I'm with you. You know, the only thing that we should be focused on really is like what it is that we can do. You know what I'm saying? Like when we're looking at these situations, like for instance, Bronny has a white girlfriend. LeBron had white girlfriends. What is the fear? What is the fear is that, LeBron, like, because like LeBron has still turned around and worked to, some school reformation to some extent, and, partnered up and put a school, like, so he's like, what are we talking about? It needs to come down to, what have you directly, you sitting down at home right now watching, how much have you put into the melanin jar? And how much have you inspired others to put into the melanin jar? Because now it's not enough for you to put money into the melanin jar. If you don't know what a melanin jar is, the melanin jar is hashtag Minister Enqi. That's the melanin jar, right? Investing in the research of your own, for your own, right? But the next step is, how much has your coworkers, how much have you influenced your coworkers to invest in their own, your neighbors? Like, I need you to be Jehovah's Witness. I need you to knock on doors. I need you to refocus your brain. I need you out there knocking on doors. Like, this is what we need to, we have a unique opportunity right here. I need you to come to this event and hear about this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be wickedly rude to people that don't support this movement right now, that later may hit me up and say, yo, my auntie got diabetes. You might hear me say shit like, I don't give up. You know what I'm saying? You should have been at the program, with the program, and then we, like, oh, my cousin got tough. You might get those type of answers, because this is the moment. I don't need you in 2 months. I need you today. You know what I'm saying? This is the opportunity we got. You know what I'm saying? Some people like short notice or whatever the case may be. Tough. This is how it worked out.
Timing is everything. They tell us that in business.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, we, Dr. Sabi, Dr. Africa, Baba Kalendi, Dick Gregory, all these people don't went to their grave already without this opportunity.
So and I'll admit, I was heated when Layla Africa went, and I never got to meet the dude. Like, I gotta admit, I wanted to have some words. Like, I was heated. That was out of nowhere to me.
Man. Yeah. And you know what's crazy? I didn't really get the one person that I didn't really get to interact with as much as I would like to, you know what I'm saying, is Dr. Sabi. But everybody else, you know what I'm saying, I got wow memories with.
Do you know when were you around when he was in Philly? When Sebi was in Philly? I wasn't privy to it. Like, he was on Market Street. It wasn't even far. I could have made it with no problem, but back then I didn't know about him. I was just getting into the swing of everything. So
yeah. And I was definitely at the Atlanta joint, front and center. You know what I'm saying? So but all of my time with Mama Pill more than made up for any, because most of the people that hung around Sabi, that's all they did. You know what I'm saying? Because he was a monumental, immortal type of figure. So a lot of the people now hanging their hat on pictures and videos of them with Sabi didn't really teach them anything. He just was around them, smoking weed, making jokes. And, like, that's, they didn't really get what I got in terms of being able to, hear from Mama Pill all of the adventures. And then when the Nick Cannon film was being done, I got to go through all the papers. You know what I'm saying? All of the early pamphlets, all of the early flyers, the laboratory results that they needed to use for court to demonstrate
Yeah,
what was
they said the
actually
stuff Nick was able to get his hands on like was crazy.
But no, he wasn't able to get his hands on. We handed it to him.
Right.
There was nothing else except the treasure trove of Mama Pill. You know what I'm saying? And she had us come down, you know what I'm saying? And her son and I, you know what I'm saying, and curate, help her curate and decide what would be appropriate, to share. And then, there's a line where even though, Sabi is a national treasure, international treasure, there's still a line where this is her story. This is her ex, this is her partner, this is her, her boo, like all of those things that are wrapped up, her savior, you know what I'm saying? So there's a space where some of those things were just like, you don't need to share that with the world. That's yours. When you drop your documentary, you might want to have, you know what I'm saying, your pieces of the puzzle that that you don't share, or whatever the case may be. But no, that treasure trove came out of her closet. You know what I'm saying? She's the goat for even saving all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people, it looks like junk in a time when there's no reason. You know what I'm saying? You don't know that in the future this is going to be insane. You know what I'm saying? Right now it's just junk around the house. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Bags of and boxes of papers and tubs, whatever. It's just stuff. But later on, it's like, oh my god, you still have those from 84 or from 89, or you still have those. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that, even in that space, like we gotta understand what this one event means, in terms of catalyzing everything that we went through and being able to change how this is approached in the future. You know, um, think about where we could be health wise if you were able to take your Medicaid card or your insurance card and go into a Dr. Sabi whatever. You don't got to go with cash. You could go with your Medicaid card. You know what I'm saying? Think about how we could revolutionize health if instead of you going to see your doctor, right? Your medical doctor only. What if I'm standing beside your medical doctor and your surgeon? When you come to the hospital, the way it works in a regular traditional hospital is you're based on what you come in with, that's who's in the office, in the room with you. They come in, they check you out, they diagnose and blah, blah, blah. But they take that and they sit with, their staff, their team to figure out what's the best way to proceed with different things. This gives us an opportunity to be in those rooms. And there's only one me. How many fucking hospitals are there across the nation? Because I need people to understand this is an opportunity for everyone. You see what I'm saying? Like if I'm on staff, if I'm on staff now, if this goes well and it does everything it's supposed to do, and maybe I'm on staff at the hospital in Detroit over here, whatever the main, wherever. Well, who's on staff at Lincoln Hospital? Who's at Mount Sinai? Who's at Bronx, Lebanon? Who's at the Philadelphia hospitals? Who's working there? Like
Right.
who's at the hospitals, Grady and Emory in Atlanta? Like who's in them hospitals? I can't be in all them places, right? But everybody, like that's what I'm saying. This is the moment.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately for most people, it's me. You know what I'm saying? This is how it goes. The cornerstone that you threw away, right? The guy with the gold teeth, right? He's the one. He's the one. So you gotta support this to support everybody else. You know what I'm saying? If you love Queen Afua, you know what I'm saying? You want to see Queen Afua in a better space. Well, you got to support this event. Because this event leads to Queen Afua now being at Brooklyn Hospital on staff. Yep. Whereas now you come through emergency room, there are other options. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some supernova shit that may be able to pop off up in there.
It was something cool that I thought Al Sharpton talked about a while ago, and he another one of them people who get polarized, right? Because he did that, he can't do this or type thing, right? But he was saying, he was like, a lot of people for some reason think that when they study history that all the different groups was all together doing it the same way and we all was this and that. He was like, no. He was like, it was a goal, but it was many people trying to get there different ways. And we understood the importance of, even if I don't agree with the other man over there, if he's in trouble or if he's getting further than we are, you jump on the bandwagon and support it because they reached a critical step that other people were trying to get to too.
Very
so
important.
you push them up.
Yes,
and
this
then,
is wait,
right.
Mark, to encapsulate it in one word, unity.
Right.
This is what unity looks like. And the reason why all this time we've been, oh, we can't get unified. We can't never get unified. We don't know how to never come together. Because the concept of what unity is, looks like, and feels like is completely foreign. We think that unity is where we're all holding hands and we're at the same. That's not how it goes.
Right.
Unity is just us seeing a goal and saying we're gonna put to side. You know, like, I don't give a fuck if Enqi never sent me my package before. This is way bigger and more important than whether my package came on time or at all. Like, this is not they wasn't out there in the 60s getting, you know, in the 50s and 60s getting hosed down and getting bit by German shepherds and all that, thinking, you know, like about themselves. Like, it was about, this is bigger than me. This is bigger than me. This is the moment. And many of them may not have known what those moments were going to mean at those protests in the future. They may not have known what it was going to mean to be, you know, to pack out Martin Luther King's speeches, and because those would translate to what they've become now. Right. They may not have known that those speeches, when they heard Malcolm, you know, they may not have known that those, you know, this is what this is. You know what I'm saying? In the future.
Yep.
But they knew that they needed to get this done. They knew that they needed to get this done in the same way as we now know. Listen, you dealing with, you know, like, come on now. How many folks hit me up with herpes issues? How many folks hit me up with PCOS, fibroids? How many brothers out there running around with fake penises? How many women out there had half, partial, or full hysterectomies? They can't get pregnant. How many of the sisters without hysterectomies are, you know, having inflammatory issues that they can't even control or even understand? So they're getting IVF babies. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're literally now the group of people we're losing our wombs. We're losing our penises. Like, I don't know what to say to trigger to action. Like, because if losing the ability to reproduce self and kind, and people say, you know, well, not me, I got babies, I'm working good. That's where the problem comes in. You know what I'm saying? Because if that was the case, you would never see me. I'd have made enough babies for me, and you know, I'm all right with you. I'm working. You know what I'm saying? My thing works fine. You know what I'm saying? But it's bigger than me. I got to make sure that I'm passing down. You know, that's not what I'm passing down as the norm, because the thing that's abnormal in your generation becomes the norm for the next generation when this is what you pass down in terms of your generational wealth. Okay, because a lot of you goofballs think passing real estate, passing stocks, passing a few dollars is generational wealth. That's not generational wealth. That's generational potential. You're passing them potential to do something.
Right.
That's what money is. It's potential to do something. You know what I'm saying? Generational wealth is now, has always been, and will always be in the future. Epigenetics, genetics. What are you passing down? So as autism rates increase, as infertility increases, as fake penises, penis replacement, hysterectomies increases, that becomes our legacy. We now have an opportunity in real time to change that. You know what I'm saying? And people can do it. If you work sanitation, bro, get everybody at your job. Like, this is simple. This is so simple that people may overthink it. I
Yep.
just need you to sell and buy the tickets and show up. This is like having a candy sale for your child's school or a cookie sale for the Girl Scouts. This is just that simple.
And a word to those who would be considered the ones who, why him and all, the hater category, right? Just a word to y'all, if y'all are out there, just understand that if you can't play the "it's about you" game, you probably have your followers no differently than everyone else got theirs for what they're good at. Everyone's got their followers. The thing is, at a certain point in time, everyone's going to have their time. You can't say, I'm not going to jump on the time another man has just because it's not you, because then we'll all miss the boat. So if it's the time here, it's the time here. Jump on. But it'll create an opportunity for your time there, and then we jump on. And then this thing creates a pile where there's a pyramid structure now. There's a top now. Like there's something we built off of. But if we keep saying, because if you find a fault in another man, then when you become leader, people are going to find faults in you. And it's just going to keep spiraling. So there's no point going through that.
I never want to be the leader. I've been saying that from the beginning. I don't want to be the leader. Teacher. Yeah. I like teacher. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then I prefer to teach the leader. I'm good with, I like to be the teacher. No. The leader. I got babies to raise. I you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like even the clinic. Like I don't want people to miss it. We're looking for a clinical laboratory director. That's going to be the leader.
Clinical laboratory director, people. Hear the words well.
The leader in the clinic. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'm just going to be the head. I've come in there with the this is the naturopathic, holistic way that we, this is how we do this. And now we got a facility where we can, take it to a whole nother level with the full lymph, blood, tissue. Like we can run the full workup and just, it's going to be way different. Like we are making, the goal is to make what rich people have available to them available for everybody.
Right.
Because you could bet your bottom dollar, if when Bill Gates is sick, Bill Gates doesn't just have a medicine guy. Bill Gates doesn't just have a surgeon there. Bill Gates has a round table where he has a top trainer, a top physical trainer there, personal trainer on steroids, right? He's got a top nutritionist sitting there. He's got a top herbalist sitting there. He's got a top medical guy, a top like he has all of the different facets of health sitting there collaborating on what they should do to get him back in the game. You know what I'm saying? And it's been that way for a while. You know what I'm saying? That's the advantage that wealthy people are having in terms of their health. They're sitting down with a team. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And I've been saying for years, surgeons and medical doctors, that you may not like them, you know what I'm saying, but they're necessary. I'm not
part of the team. Yep.
Or doctors, you know what I'm saying? Like there are things that you cannot do with herbs. Period. You're going to need somebody to start cutting. You know what I'm saying? And going in there. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe the recovery or the prep is based, it's a natural paradigm. And like there's just an advance in terms of anti-aging. Like there's a future where aging is gonna like this is about that. When you read in the papers the 150 year in the future, they're looking at people's lifespan expanding to 120, 140, 150. What do you think that looks like in real time? That doesn't look like, you know what I'm saying? That looks like all a collaboration. That looks like a collaborative effort. That's what that looks like in real time. It looks like a round table where everybody is no longer coming with to every problem a hammer is going to think of a nail type of solution. You know what I'm saying? Because herbalists have become that. Your herbalist now, every time you come to him with a problem, it's herbs. Your exercise guy, every problem you come with him with is exercise. It's no different than the medicine guy. Every time you go to an MD, he's going to prescribe medicine. Every time you go to a surgeon, he's going to say surgery. Like we got to get to the new space where what's applied is what's needed, nothing more.
Right.
Period. Whatever that thing may be. You know what I'm saying? And we can do that. And that also means that, guys may have their stuff now able to be in Walmart, maybe. You know what I'm saying? So your favorite healer, his shit may be in Walmart. We may have we may be able to take a whole shelf in Whole Foods now. Like this, people have to understand where this can go. You know what I'm saying? To see that this is way bigger than me. This is not about me. This is about you. You know what I'm saying? This is about your children. This is our moment. You know what I'm saying? If you're a school teacher, every teacher you should be at the parent teachers. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to put it on me,
Right.
because it's Councilman Rob Scott. It's the New York mayor. It's the New York governor. It's not John Q YouTuber. This is not a YouTuber event. This is not a conscious community. This is not a militant. This is none of that. Don't get it twisted. This is not that. Them people is not even invited. I'm not going on those platforms to promote. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want the stench of any of those things to taint this opportunity. You know what I'm saying? If I could somehow take my spirit and put it into a brand new body just to disassociate with everything that would detract from this opportunity, I would, because it's really not about me. You know what I'm saying? This is about what this means for the people going forward, the future. You know what I'm saying? What healthcare looks like. You know what I'm saying? The whole Amber story, people miss. The whole Amber story even ever happened because a nurse did a triple shift at work. Because long before there was a pandemic, there was a doctor and nurse shortage. That doctor and nurse shortage could easily be disappear overnight. Overnight, the moment that holistic healers and naturopaths are seen in the same light, and they can work in the same facilities immediately. Boom. The moment our credentials now become as impactful, as meaningful, as respected, can claim the same yearly pay, whatever the case may be, then it is a whole new universe. You know what I'm saying? You guys are not trying to learn this to sell, herbs in the local juice bar, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you could be in you could be in CVS.
Right.
Think about that. Think about if you could go to CVS and be like, yeah, I'm dealing with some arthritis or whatever. I need that Chondrus from Rite Aid, Walgreens, boom, boom. Like, huh?
We got a few minutes left, so hit him with the closeout so I can, because Marv got to do his photo thing. You know what it is. The closeout.
Patreon.com/Dr. Enqi. That's where we at, man.
Patreon.com/Dr. Enqi. I'm going to place those on the screen before we get out of here. You guys are seeing American Healer. So, hold on. Let me hit him. Let me hit him with that first. Right? Let me get the screen up. I got to do my pretty thing, right?
It is really nice, though. I mean, we be joking, me and you, but your technical prowess with the the visuals, and yeah, it's this shit fly.
Oh, we gonna everything gonna be quality out this piece. If y'all gonna get y'all health fixed in quality, I'm gonna make it look pretty too. So you guys go to Patreon. You can either type it in. You can click the link, which I'm gonna put in the description after the video's over, or you can go to Patreon and type it. I didn't put Dr. Enqi, right?
Yeah, well, there's a old page that I had that was floating around up there, so I had to differentiate to make sure people are going to the right page.
So this is the right one. Melanin versus diabetes. You can type it in the search bar. I put Dr. Enqi.
No. They're gonna find the wrong page. Just tell them to use that exact link. Patreon.com/Dr. Enqi. And when you see the page, it's the one with the banner says scroll down. You can see all the content there.
Okay. Patreon.com.
Yeah, but in fact, I added the scroll down after we had that last conversation, because I realized, like, okay, people need to know, like, so, and you guys got to get used to using your Patreon. You know what I'm saying? There's some folks that's on Patreon that aren't familiar with the messenger and the chat thing yet. And so spend a little time messing around with it. Even go ahead and download the mobile app. So, you have it in your phone, and you could, it gives you a little bit more functionality.
Yeah. So it's in the I put it in the chat so you guys have it, and then I'll put it in the description once we get done here. You see the 3 different levels right there on screen. You guys can choose up, support as best as you possibly can, because it's far better things to be consuming than the current news media. But there you go, right there. Those are the levels, and for those we would like to attend the American Healer documentary event, there that is on screen. You go to ParamountHudsonValley.com, go under events, because once you go there, you got to go under events. Go down to July 10th, and you're going to see American Healer, a documentary and lecture on reversing diabetes. I have it on the screen right there. And once you're there under events, it's going to say purchase tickets. It's going to say tickets right below. And from there, it's kind of self-explanatory on screen. And the last thing in the announcements was, Doc, again, what was the position that needs to be filled?
Clinical laboratory director.
Clinical
Yeah, why my screen
laboratory.
keep blacking out? Can y'all still hear me? 'Cause
They
I'm
can
black
hear you. Yeah,
in the
they can
main-
hear you. That's just me switching screens, but the sound stays constant.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's where that third screen thing's going to come in later on.
Got you.
All right, I just put that in the chat too, y'all. Clinical laboratory director is needed. We're still the inquiries still go through Carly on the email piece.
Melanin versus diabetes at gmail.com.
There y'all go. Melanin versus diabetes at gmail.com for inquiries. Okay?
Remember, melanin is not a black thing. It's not a white thing. It is a human thing. If you have a brain and a nervous system, you need to know how to take care of your melanin.
There you people have it. You have the updates for the day. I will reiterate and catch you guys in the middle of the week where I'll kind of like press the issue a little bit more. So until next time, peace out. Peace, Doc.